Okay, book 20, actually going to look at a series of these. This is the Cambridge Companion to Epicureanism. So this is more in the theory and practice of what we're building and thinking about the Epicurean garden as a model for the Wisdom Workshop. This is a wonderful overview of Epicureanism, and we were mainly looking at the sense of psychology, as well as the relationship to politics is really interesting, therapeutic strategies, and how this connects to Epicureans and the arts. This is James Warren, The Cambridge Companion to Epicureanism, book 21, Oxford from 2006, A. Long's From Epicurus to Epictetus, Studies in Hellenistic and Roman Philosophy. This is hardcore, awesome philosophy and history from moving from skepticism to Epicureanism, and early Stoicism, Roman Stoicism, and that's pretty much it. And you can see that we're in definite scholarship mode here on the history of Epicureanism. Number 22 is Nehemas's The Art of Living, Socratic Reflections from Plato to Foucault. This is a wonderful, deep lecture on, that's beautifully organized. Part 1, silence. Part 2, voices. And silence with irony, Platonic irony, Socratic irony, and Nietzsche on the problem of Socrates, Foucault on the care of the self. So ending up with Foucault here looks really interesting, and this one was really a dense philosophy. The philosophers of art of living, I all agree that the self is not a given, but a constructed unity. Creating or fashioning a self might sound paradoxical, that we might be using philosophical terms in a non-philosophical sense. Thanks, Nietzsche. People we remember for themselves, people we can admire even if we reject their views. Not everyone who has constructed an unusual life has been a philosopher. Using philosophy as the art of living. We know less about Socrates than the lives of their followers. The art of living, though a practical art, is therefore practiced in writing. Art of living comes in 3 varieties or 3 genres. One is Socrates practicing art in public. That's what we're doing right now. Committed to his interlocutor's welfare. He has no arguments to persuade others that he's correct. He urges people to join him in the examined life. He remains tentative and protreptic. No idea what that word means. Second genre is Plato. The third genre, and Plato tries to prove that a single mode of life is good for all people. So we have like a universalist approach to the art of living that sets a standard, formal ideal. Thanks, Plato. The third and final genre of the art of living is the subject of this book is a boat. It is the least universalist of all. According to it, human life takes many forms, and no single mode of life is best for all. Philosophers like Montaigne, Nietzsche, and Foucault articulate a way of living that only they and perhaps a few others can follow. They do not think their way of living is a model for the world at large. They do not want to be imitated. They believe that those who want to imitate them must develop their own art of living, their own self, perhaps to exhibit it for others, but not so that others imitate them. Imitation in this context is become someone on one's own, but the someone one becomes must be different from one's model. This last genre of art of living is aestheticist. It has to do with beauty. Aesthetics is the field of philosophy that deals with beauty. It forbids the direct imitation of models. And then it goes into irony. Socratic goal as being individualistic. How Nietzsche tried to be different from Socrates. And although all such projects, mine too is and is bound to remain unfinished, I hope this is not also true of the part of the project this book constitutes. Cool philosophy right here. And Connected found another old one on Epicurus called The Art of Happiness. The Teachings of the Epicurus by, when was this published? 1933. Very cool. On different Epicureanism. The Art of Happiness on the Teachings of Epicurus. Henry Dwight Sedgwick. And yeah, those are all on Epicureanism. So these are looking at the art of living. I'll do one more in this philosophy. This is Plato, not Prozac, Applying Eternal Wisdom to Everyday Problems. Lou Marinoff became somewhat famous or known for his exactly what this book suggests. So the title suggests, hey, there's a Epicurus quote and a Socrates quote right there. That's neat. And Boethius. So this is new uses for ancient wisdom, what went wrong with philosophy and what's going right with it lately. Mainly trying to remember the group. He does practicing philosophy with groups and organizations. And that is what philosophy looks like as a part of the crowd is untruth. Thanks, Kierkegaard. What this looks like to try to remember. Oh, a hit parade of philosophers. This is nice. You have a nice overview of each of the philosophers. I love that. Very cool. Very cool feature. Here it is. The American Philosophical Practitioners Association, founded in 1998, nonprofit educational corporation that encourages philosophical awareness and advocates leading the examined life. So nice. They offer certified memberships, affiliate memberships, adjunct memberships, auxiliary memberships, organizational memberships. This is a nice potential model. American Society for Philosophy, Counseling, and Psychotherapy, 1992. The relationship between philosophy, counseling, and psychotherapy. This is people like Yalom, who also basically question, what is the relationship between therapy and philosophy? Or might philosophy be therapeutic? For our purposes, I'm looking at this, if we're creating a modern Epicurean garden that helps people become themselves through the art of living, how much is philosophy connected to education as well? So there's this nice like therapeutic relationship, philosophical practice, and then the educational system that holds it together, expressed in this series.